most men don't realize just how valuable they are. Society, relationships, sometimes even personal doubts will keep you playing small. But today we're going to break that mindset. If you've ever underestimated yourself or felt like you weren't enough, then this video is for you. Welcome back to Free Game, where we level up in life. We level up in all areas: personal development, self improvement, business, finance, spirituality. And today we're just going to be talking about men and the value of men, because a lot of us don't really recognize the value that we bring to the table. So today we're going to talk about it. And I do have some bullet pointed notes. So if you see me kind of look down a little bit, because there were several things I wanted to hit and make sure I didn't miss anything. But first, we're going to talk about why men undervalue themselves. Um, so part of it is social conditioning. Um, you always hear language and people talking about how men don't really have inherent value in society, and you kind of have to build yourself up, and you have to become to be valued in society. Because really, like, when you're a boy, when you're a little boy, you're growing up, like, everybody's cool with you. You don't really have to do much. You're kind of like, living off of your parents or whoever, and you're not necessarily contributing that much to society, but everybody's cool with it. But at a certain age, people start looking at you differently if you're not, quote unquote, doing something valuable, right? And that's a real reality that men do face. Since childhood, most of us are taught to be providers and protectors, problem solvers, strong, um, you know, not very emotional, et cetera, et cetera. And there's some validity in that. Um, but we're not necessarily taught to recognize our own value. Then you also have comparison culture when you're looking at things on social media and you're looking at the highlights of other people's lives, because they're not posting their L's most of the time. Well, I guess maybe except on TikTok, a lot of women will post their dating L's on TikTok for some reason, like it's a new digital open diary or something. But usually people are not posting their losses. But just don't look at social media and think it's the real thing, and have you out here like comparing your life to somebody else's life, because they're pretty much only posting like the great parts. And it's just something to keep in mind when you are browsing the social media. And then the third reason I think is like that we just lack a lot of self-reflection. A lot of men don't sit there and like take time to really dig in and think about what they have accomplished, like how far they actually have come. Um, when was the last time you actually, looked at yourself and realized how far you've come? Because I'm sure that it's a long way. I'm sure it's a long way. So, men, like, what we bring to the table a lot of times is overlooked because, if it's not actual, like, monetary value or whatnot, then people don't pay that much attention to it. But we create stability, we create security, solutions, and those aren't the things that are like loudly appreciated in society, even though it's necessary and it's needed. And I think it was Drake said one time on trophies, he's like, there ain't no reward for that, or they don't got a reward for that, and that's true. But the world keeps going and is a more secure and safe place when men are that backbone of society. We are builders, we are leaders, we are protectors, we are providers, and there's something to be said for that. And a lot of times you're not going to get the congratulations. You're not going to get the trumpet sounding and the pats on the back and all of that, but just knowing that you're doing the right thing, like, without a lot of fanfare and stuff like that, I mean, that's part of it. And lastly, I want to say that you don't have to be, rich or a millionaire to be valuable. Like, society, and, if you watch a lot of stuff online, especially certain types of content, a lot of dating content and stuff like that, you probably seen people basically relegate a man to his wallet, and you're more than your wallet. You're more than your wallet. So just keep that in mind. Like, your discipline, your leadership, your ability to create, and that just goes far beyond money. So, but here's how we start to actually recognize our own value, and and owning that value. Um, a lot of it, like I said, you got to take inventory of your growth. You got to look and say periodically, you know what? How far have I come? Like, what have I done? I know that like at the beginning of the year, a lot of people will do things like um, New Year's resolutions, and they'll set goals and stuff like that. But how often do we sit during that same time frame and reflect on all the things that happened the past year, all the things that we accomplished the past year, all of the growth that we experienced? So you definitely want to like get an actual pen and paper. Like, I wouldn't suggest doing it on your phone. I wouldn't suggest doing it on Google Docs or anything like that, or on your computer. Like, physically get a pen and pencil and take some time to write this down. And you really should do this pretty often, where you just kind of go back and be introspective and reflect on, where you've come. But if this is new to you, like we're here to make actual progress on this channel. So what I want you to do right now, pause the video, and I want you to go in your phone, in your calendar app, and I want you to set a recurring reminder for yourself. Maybe, like it's for the weekends or whatever. So every other, I don't know, Sunday afternoon or something, you set a recurring calendar invite for introspection, and you need to protect that time. So set that up so that it just becomes a reminder, so that it gets more, normalized to you. Like I said, if you're not used to it, like it's something you probably need to do to remind yourself to be introspective. And then once you get the habit of it, you can do that a whole lot more, and it becomes a great habit. But writing down the skills that you've developed, the challenges you've overcome, the ways you've improved over the past whatever time frame, and if you've never done it before, just do it over the past 5 years. Do it over the past 1 year. Do it over the past month. When you start doing it more regularly, do it every, the past couple weeks. What did you do? Where'd you get accomplished? Um, but at the beginning, do one for a longer period of time. Like, just really recognize how far you've come, and see what type of value you have. Because a lot of us, we sell ourselves short. And then number two, you got to stop comparing yourself and start competing with yourself. And I know that sounds a little bit cliche, but that comparison, they say it's the thief of joy, and it really is. When you're out looking at everybody else and what everybody else is doing and what somebody else has, like, that mentally is just programming yourself to be less than, or feel less than. And it's, like I said, people are only posting their wins and their highlights. They're not posting the everyday struggles or the boring parts where they're just, trying to make it, and how far they've come. Like, a lot of people aren't posting that type of stuff. So next, you want to make sure you set some goals, because, people talk about confidence, right? Confidence is not something that you can really, really fake for real. Like, because the most intuitive and sensitive people in society can always pick up on the fact when somebody's faking it. You know what I'm saying? So it needs to be real. And the only way you can really build confidence is like putting points on the board. Like, you got to actually have accomplishments. You got to actually have things that you're proud of. So set some goals, achieve some goals, develop some skills, and those are the things that are going to actually give you true confidence. Like, you never really just start in a situation where you're doing something new and you're just coming out the gate like super confident about it. You know what I'm saying? And oh man, this is easy, and you feel super good about it. Like, that's not reality in most cases. So you're starting a new thing, new skill set. You're probably not going to be great at it at first, and that's okay, because that's how we all start. If you went from crawling to walking, and you just got up one day and just was walking, and you could run a marathon at that point, like, that would be a dang miracle. So that's just not the reality. You're gonna fall, you're gonna stumble, you're gonna figure out your balance, you're gonna figure out how to move your legs the right way, and eventually you'll get it. And now it's like everybody knows, like, hey, I've been doing this walking thing for so long. You're so confident, it's second nature. You don't even think about it anymore. So, if you're a man out there grinding, you're providing, you're building, recognize your value. Because like I said, a lot of times, especially in relationships, a lot of men don't understand their value and what they're bringing to the table. They tend to pedestalize their partners and try to like do things for them all the time, and like, you know, put them in this position where it's like, oh well, I'm trying to, appease or please this other person or this other entity. And usually you can only do that if you feel like they're above you, and that's not the case. So, I just want you in the comments this time. I always have people try to put a comment below, but this time I want you to put something that you're proud of, that you've accomplished, or a way that you've grown that you can be proud of, that points to your value as a man. But once again, just a little quick discussion, just something to kind of open your eyes, because we do have to change our mindset. We do have to change our mindsets and get to a point where we believe and understand that we actually do have value. It's just going to make your life so much better. You're going to attract better people into your life. You're going to have better relationships. You're going to be more confident. So that's the message for today, and that's some free game. Catch you next time.